Walk into the gun safe of any serious American carrier 10 years ago, and you would find the same pistol sitting in the primary slot, a Glock 19. It did not matter if the owner was a federal agent, a competitive shooter, a rural sheriff, or a suburban dad who took concealed carry seriously. The G19 sat at the center of the American carry conversation for 2 decades. Walk into that same safe in 2026 and something has changed. The Glock 19 is still there, but it is not in the primary slot anymore. Something else moved into that spot quietly, without a marketing campaign, without industry fanfare, and without most of the community even noticing. This is the pistol that replaced it, the handgun that quietly replaced the Glock 19 in every serious gun safe across America, is the documented result of a platform that solved every honest limitation of the G19 while preserving the reliability the G19 built its name on. Before we get to the pistol itself, this video walks through the specific reasons the Glock 19 lost its primary slot. If brutally honest carry content is what you have been looking for, subscribe right now. New rankings drop every single week. The trigger gap. The Glock 19 has always shipped with a trigger that experienced shooters identified as the platform's weakest factory component. The curved face, the spongy take-up, and the indistinct reset have driven a $200 million annual aftermarket trigger industry for one reason. The stock unit was never good enough for serious shooters. The replacement ships with a factory trigger that breaks at a consistent weight with a tactile reset. Experienced carriers identify as a meaningful upgrade over the stock. G19 within 5 rounds of handling. No aftermarket investment required. The grip angle gap. The Glock 19 grip geometry has remained largely unchanged across 4 generations. The 22-degree grip angle that defined the platform in 1988 still defines it today, and that angle remains a documented source of muscle memory disruption for shooters who train across multiple platforms. The replacement ships with a grip angle closer to traditional 1911 geometry, which matters enormously to shooters who have trained extensively on other platforms before adopting striker-fired carry. The optics integration gap. The Glock 19M OS system relies on an adapter plate architecture that requires the correct plate for each red dot footprint. The screw-and-plate system has been a documented source of optics zero shift under sustained fire. The replacement ships with a direct mount optics system that accepts the most common red dot footprints without any adapter plate at all. For red dot carriers, this is the elimination of a documented platform weakness that the G19 has never fully solved. The capacity gap. The Glock 19 ships with 15+1 capacity standard. That number has not changed since 1988. The replacement ships with 18+1 capacity from the factory magazine in a frame profile that is not measurably larger than the G19 envelope. 3 additional rounds in a comparable carry profile is a meaningful upgrade for any carrier informed by documented defensive ammunition consumption data. The factory features gap. The Glock 19 Gen 6 retails at $745 MSRP with 3 magazines, the new factory flat trigger, RTF6 grip texture, and standard fixed iron sights. The replacement ships at a comparable price with everything the G19 includes, plus factory tritium night sights, an optics-ready slide with direct mount cuts, suppressor height sight options, and 3 magazine standard. The feature-to-price ratio favors the replacement at every comparable configuration point in 2026. The suppressor host gap. The Glock 19 platform requires aftermarket investment for threaded barrel and suppressor height sight configurations. There is no factory configuration of the standard G19 that ships suppressor ready directly. The replacement ships in a Pro configuration with a threaded barrel from the factory, suppressor height sights standard, and an optics window large enough to maintain a usable iron sight picture with a suppressor and red dot mounted simultaneously. The replacement. Walther PDP Compact. The handgun that quietly replaced the Glock 19 in every serious gun safe in America is the Walther PDP Compact. Every serious shooter who picks up a PDP within 5 rounds says the same thing. This trigger should not exist at this price. The performance duty trigger breaks clean, resets short and tactile, and pulls at a consistent weight shot after shot in a way the Glock 19 has never delivered out of the box across any generation, including Gen 6. The trigger alone has converted thousands of long-term Glock carriers who could not justify staying on a platform that required $200 in aftermarket parts to match what Walther shipped standard. The Super Terrain grip texture covers more of the frame than the G19 Gen 5 RTF6 update and locks the hand into a higher, more consistent position naturally. Multiple interchangeable backstrap options ship in the box. The optics window is significantly larger than the G19 MOS window, producing measurably faster red dot acquisition under timed drill comparison. 3 documented reasons the PDP Compact specifically replaced the Glock 19. Walther North American PDP sales have grown double-digit percentages every year since 2022. Multiple American law enforcement agencies have transitioned from Glock to the PDP across 2024 and 2025, with procurement records showing the performance duty trigger as the primary factor cited. Professional firearms instructors have adopted the PDP Compact at rates that match the original P365 conversion wave. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 15+1 standard, 18+1 extended, barrel 4.0 inches, weight 24.5 ounces, sights, factory night sights, optics, Walther adapter system, price $649 to $699. The verdict: the Walther PDP Compact is the carry pistol that finally delivered the trigger, grip, and optics integration the Glock 19 never has. Every Glock owner who handles a PDP for one full magazine understands the shift immediately. The Glock 19 will remain in safes across America for decades. The platform earned that permanence through 40 years of documented reliability, and that legacy is not in question. But the primary slot, the pistol that goes in the body every single morning, has moved. Drop your current carry in the comments, and if honest, data-driven content is what you have been looking for, subscribe. New rankings drop every single week.